Hi guys, this is Sean from SC Entertainment. This is going to be our early review for The Birth of a Nation. Now, I got a hold of some pre-screen tickets and was so excited to go, but because of my job, I wasn't able to, so I sent these two punks, and they're going to tell you about it. This is Dez, and this is JP, friends from back home in Millbank and from college. Now, The Birth of a Nation is written by Nate Parker, directed by Nate Parker, produced by Nate Parker, and stars Nate Parker. It is definitely his passion project. He is so confident in it, so passionate about it. It even won at Sundance Film Festival, just like Whiplash did, a film that we recently saw and just absolutely adored. And we are so excited to talk about this film. Now, first off, guys, just first impressions of the movie to let the audience know what you thought. Des?
I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite movie that I've seen this year in theaters. So yeah, definitely go see it.
JP?
You know, I'm not one to pay to get in a movie very often, so when I got free tickets, I was like, heck yeah, I'll go along. I think it did a great job. Almost makes you embarrassed to be a white person, but
yeah,
I think it did its job in that point.
No, I think that's great. I love movies that really hook you, that have a powerful message, and the story about this literate slave who starts an uprising, this true story, is so compelling, and it is needed, and this is his directorial debut, and from what I've heard, he does a fantastic job. So let's just get straight into the positives right away. Let's go characters. Dezmond, the characters.
Nat Turner or Nate Parker as Nat Turner, he does a phenomenal job. He's just, you can tell that he has a lot of passion for this project overall, as you were talking about. So he does phenomenal. Armie Hammer, he does a nice job as Samuel Turner, who is the slave owner, and you see him befriend Nat Turner as a child, and then all of a sudden he kind of turns into a heel at the end, which is great. And then also you see Samuel's mother, who's played by Penelope Ann Miller. She does a nice job of tugging at your heartstrings, really.
JP, were you able to really connect and get behind the characters?
Absolutely. I think they did a great job of combining a couple different points in time in their life where you get to see different sides of the character, and I think that's really cool. You get to see them develop as friends, turns into something different as the movie goes on.
So it's just you can connect with them.
Absolutely.
That's a big part of films, to be able to connect with the main characters. It looks like they did a good job about that. Let's go into story. How was the story?
I think that they laid the story out very well. Just overall, the character development, the story really aided character development. You start out seeing Nat Turner as a child, and then you really see him as his innocence, and then it allows you to really see him develop and understand him and understand why he does what he does. So they did a really nice job, and it really, for me, I was really connected to the character.
And as a history major, poli-sci major, history minor?
History minor, yep.
There it is. This guy is very adept in the art of history.
Yeah. So maybe I'm more inclined to the movie, but I mean, I was...
For sure.
Yeah.
And for the overall narrative, for someone maybe who doesn't go to as many films, who doesn't judge films, say like a film critic would, but did the narrative flow for you, for the lay audience?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, I think it flowed great. You never got confused at where in the story you were. You're able to follow along really well. So
never felt too long?
No, and I have a short attention span, so a long movie usually does me in, but this time I really enjoyed it.
Des?
Yeah, I think the story really aided to the character development. So you see Nat Turner as a child, and you see the innocence that he has, and then it switches to Nat Turner and the time when the movie's set, and you can really understand why he does what he does.
You can get behind the motivation.
Right, exactly, and you can really get into the character. So it was phenomenal.
Good. Let's get into directing, cinematography, filming, and as a graphic arts major, as the guy who does the camera work for the reviews.
Yeah, so if it looks bad, you can blame me.
Yeah, not my fault, his. How was the filming? How they filmed it? Did they do it unique? Was it fun to watch?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing that I really look at. It's just I think to myself, how did they do that shot? What are they using? And there's a few times where I'm just like, I can never replicate that. And I think if you can do that, that's a great job.
How about so there are fight scenes and there are more lay scenes. How were both of those? I mean, I know it hit the dramatic punches in the movie that it needed to. How about the battle scenes, the violent scenes? How were they?
Yeah, so I think they did a great job with the battle scenes. They were gory, they were intense, but as a guy who really loved the fight scene in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, where Peter charges with his army, that's something where you can get behind the character. That's the kind of movie I love. And in this movie, I didn't think the battle scenes were really done
maybe as epic as you wanted to be.
Gripping. Like, they weren't near as intense as I would have liked, since that's really the main purpose of the story. I mean, it's a revolt, and I think they might have scrunched that a little bit. I would have liked to see more. That's just my preference, but.
Des, battle scenes, dramatic punches.
Yeah, I mean the battle scenes were one of the weaker points of the movie, but I mean they only spent $10,000 or $10 million.
$10 million.
They spent $10,000. No, they spent $10 million on this. So I mean that's one of those things you can come to expect. But however, I think there are a lot of great scenes in there that just.
It is quite gory too, right? It's a grueling movie. It isn't a movie that everyone's going to maybe enjoy watching as much because of how violent it can be. But for you, how violent would you say it is?
I mean, there are a few scenes where it's quite violent, where I had to look away, and I know JP looked away as well during a few of them.
Yeah, I had some deep gulps.
Yeah.
Some pretty. If you go watch it, you'll see some pretty crazy dentist work.
Oh.
You won't understand.
I don't even want to know.
You won't understand until you see it.
A tough watch, but a necessary watch.
Oh, for sure.
A movie you would say you should go out and see?
Yeah, I think so. I think it really kind of helps put everything that happened back in the during the time when slavery was around into perspective.
Any negatives for you guys now? Let's just get right into that. Any major flaws for the film?
Not really.
I don't think they really did anything wrong. I mean, I pointed out the battle scenes, but that's just a matter of preference more than anything. So you can't really attack them there. I think they did a great job.
Des?
Yeah, I mean, I love the movie overall, so there are very few negatives for me. Maybe it was a little too gory at times, but I mean, I think that
just painted that realistic.
Right, I think that was necessary, but I mean, it's sometimes it's too much. Battle scenes were a little weak, but I mean, it wasn't a big deal for me. I know JP mentioned to me in the film that one of the guy's southern accents was a little off.
Okay.
I don't remember saying that.
Oh, okay, we'll edit that out then. But yeah, I'm pretty sure
we can go off.
I'm pretty sure you did say that, but
no, we can say that.
We're not editing this out. All right, so not a lot of negatives, ton of positives. Des, as a history major and a poli-sci major, a future president of the United States, ladies and gentlemen, Des for Prez. I know you're maybe more inclined to give it a higher rating, but I still trust you. What's your rating for The Birth of a Nation?
A 9.2. I walked out of there loving it.
Awesome. It's fantastic to hear. JP, now someone who's a math major for how long?
A day.
1 day, a math major for 1 day. Very impressive. If you had to give it a numerical value, I'm very interested to hear, what would you give it?
Probably 8 5/16.
Wow.
But we'll round it up to 8.5 because fractions
suck.
No. We choose fractions over decimals. Carry on.
So it sounds like a very good movie, a very positive movie, a fresh movie. I'm really surprised that the rating on IMDb right now has it at like a even 5 out of 10. I'm sure that will go up.
Oh, for
I
sure.
know you think
for
so.
Sure.
I'm very excited to see the movie. I was very bummed that I couldn't go. I had to do a fire drill, and I got this terrible cold. So just an awful week for me, but a great week for these two jokers. So yeah, guys, that was our review of The Birth of a Nation. When it comes out, go see it for sure. It's a movie I think it's definitely worth watching from what these two have told me. And so thanks so much for tuning in. Click that thumbs up button. Comment below, let me know what you thought of the movie if you've seen it, or if you're excited to see it. Subscribe to us, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter for more movie reviews. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Save your money. Pop in School of Rock into the DVD player and you'll enjoy yourself way more.
Stick it to the man.
For those who are about to rock, I salute you.